What is happening, everyone? The Doctor of Red here, and welcome to Village, also known as 8, and also known as Resident Evil 8. I always thought the name scheming was a little bit weird in this game, but it was very clever. How, like, everyone knows this, by the way, but how the Village spells out 8 in Roman numerals, like V111 and whatnot. It's still a little bit weird how this game is technically called Village Resident Evil, even though it's still Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village, also known as Resident Evil 8 Age. Alright, that's enough of that, because that's making my brain hurt. But anyways, welcome to some Village. We are going to be doing a New Games Plus playthrough today. I'm pretty sure the last time I played, I'm pretty sure I mentioned something like, this time we're going to do New Games Plus. So I'm going to keep up to that word. As you see on the right there, it tells you how many times you've completed a save. So according to this is my correct New Games Plus save. Like my most recent New Games Plus save. So I should have, in this save, I should have all the... Now I'm a huge fan of New Games playthroughs because you find all the treasure and the game's a lot harder, but hey, dude, NG Plus is sometimes really fun too. Don't worry, Beta Rose, we'll get you out of here.
That book's too scary for you.
Wait, does that mean Miranda? I mean, obviously, but I guess that means Miranda was telling Rose that scary story. Why did Miranda go out of her way to tell Rose a scary story?
There you go, sweetheart. Don't you worry. I'll be right downstairs. Daddy won't let those
Beta Rose.
get you.
Quick side note, I usually mention this when I play this, but if you kick this yellow ball in here, it will actually give you a trophy, funny enough. I already got it, but yeah, that's all you gotta do, and you'll get a trophy for all you trophy hunting fiends out there. And I respect the trophy hunting fiends. I do trophy hunt sometimes. Like, I've even done a couple streams where I've trophy hunted, but I don't know if I could ever commit to like stinking full-on competitive trophy hunting. Because like even with some games that are like really fun to trophy hunt, a lot of the times like there's just some really daunting stinking trophies in games. Like I have every trophy for this game except for I believe one, and then if I got it, it would get me the platinum. And it's get every level on Mercenaries to like rank S or higher. It's something like that. Dude, there are like 9 Mercenaries levels, and you have to do really stinking good to get S, like S rank or something, or S plus, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure the highest rank is like S plus plus plus, and I'm pretty sure you have to get like S or S plus, something like that. And like even just to get like rank S, it's just really stinking hard. So basically, if I want to finish platinuming this game, which I do plan to do one day because I really like this game, it's literally asking me to become an expert at Mercenaries. I guess expert's a little bit exaggerative, but you know what I mean. It's asking me to get really, really good at some random game mode in order to get my platinum trophy. Like, and the rest of it was mostly just like in-game stuff. Like, I understand them having a couple trophies for mercenaries, but come on, did they really have to ask me to become like insanely good at every mercenary's level just to get my trophy? It's called like Cowboy or something Golden Cowboy, something like that, I don't know. Like, it's literally the only trophy I'm missing. Excuse me, my allergies, as per usual, are being a beta. Let's see here. No. Also, by the way, if my internet cooperates, I do plan to play the full game today. So let's hope my internet cooperates, because I'm here for the long run, okay? I'm here for the full playthrough, dude. And it's a pretty long game too. Like, even if you're not hunting for like any treasure or anything and skipping all the cutscenes on New Games Plus, it's still going to be at least like 3.5 hours. I keep thinking those are cutscenes. My brain is shutting off. Let me try to think of other examples of the trophy hunting ruined by like one trophy. Let's see. I've gotten a few hard trophies. One of them definitely was get S+ on what's it called? Oh yeah, Resident Evil 4 remake. Oh goodness grief. And it wasn't just S+, it was S+ on professional. You know, the hardest difficulty and whatnot. Now, to be fair, professional is nowhere near as bad as Village of Shadows. Like, it is not even close.
Hell am I?
But it is pretty stinking hard. Now, luckily there was a cheese strat I could do to help out a little bit. Well, I mean, it helped out a lot, to be honest. Is that if you die, don't click restart or load game. Just quit the game and load your most recent save. It loads longer, but if you just die and then click quit game and reload your most recent save, you will still have 0 deaths on your final results or whatever. So you're able to essentially do the game deathless, but still die. So yeah. Because I'm pretty sure the requirements were something like you have to die less than 5 times, or no more than 5 times or something. It was something like that. You could also only save so many times too, from what I remember. I'm pretty sure you can only save 15 times throughout the entire game. And like, when you're considering that it's professional, you know, the hardest difficulty on a really, really long game. Oh, we got our weapons. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, I mean, I was expecting a little bit more. But I mean, it does appear that we have oh my goodness, we have 182,000 lei right off the bat. I mean, I guess when you consider that I dumped probably everything on Miranda. Oh, we got the Karambit knife. Dude, this thing is awesome. Look at the thing. This thing is awesome. Giga Chad knife. Anyways, what was I saying? Dude, I have the Magnum up at front. What the frick? Yeah. Oh, I thought I had the Magnum set to the top or whatever. I was about to say that is inaccurate. Dude, we have 66, no, 86 sniper rifle ammo. Why wasn't I using this on Miranda? Well, I mean, I have gotten a lot more experience at the game since the last time I did New Games Plus. Like, I used to have a lot of difficulty, funny enough, with Miranda. Even on New Games Plus, I would have a lot of difficulty fighting Miranda. But when I did that Village of Shadows playthrough, like, that toughened me up a lot with this game. Like, goodness grief. Like, you walk out a completely different player after playing Village of Shadows. Get away from me, beta. Ha ha. Dude, I'm telling you, after Village of Shadows, like, I am not even exaggerating. If you beat, not even a New Games Plus Village of Shadows, I did New Games Village of Shadows. And I'm not saying I did it easy either. Like, that was one of the hardest things I've ever done in a video game, ever. And I've been playing video games for upwards of almost 20 years. Literally. And I'm telling you, New Games Village of Shadows was one of the toughest things I've ever done in a video game, ever. Like, you walk out of that a completely new stinking player, dude. You become a better overall gamer. Anyways, I've kind of gone off on a side tangent. Back to the topic of the RE4 Pro. So yeah, you can only save 15 times from the number I remember. It was 10, 15, whatever, right? And when you consider that RE4 Remake is a very long game, like, it's probably longer than this game. Like, on the hardest difficulty, and you can only say like 15 times, like, that's rough, okay? Like, it's a really long game.
Damn it.
I'm pretty much just spawn right here. I don't really know how it comes in. There you go. Dude, just talking about Village of Shadows, like, it just reminds me how difficult a simple section like this was. Like, you really had to land every headshot, and it still wasn't enough. Like, the first zombie that you fight, well, it's not a zombie, it's a werewolf, but whatever. Like, the first werewolf you fight or whatever, like, you have to land every shot of that gun. It was like a headshot. And it still wasn't enough. Like, that really, like, they really left it as it was, dude. They really left it as it was. They told you that this is going to be insanely hard, like comedically difficult. And you're just gonna have to figure it out, dude. If your aim is not good, figure it out. Too bad, gamer.
Damn it.
Let's see. I remember I truly and honestly was not able to get past this section of the game right here. The village raid or whatever. I actually had to look up this strat on YouTube. Which is a very good strat, by the way. Like, even on New Games Standard, New Games Hardcore, even on New Games Village of Shadow, like, this strategy right here is really good. Like, from what I remember, I only had to, like, do it a couple tries even on Village of Shadows. That's just how good the strategy is. Now, I'm being a little careless here, but I will explain the proper way to do this strategy. But basically what you want to do is wait till like the last possible second before this enemy swings on this little wood here. That's very important because you're pretty much dragging this out, because by this point in time of the game, this is timed. Like, this is a timed segment. You got to survive for like 6 minutes or something, right? And there is no way for any enemies to spawn behind you. There will never be any enemies coming up from the ladder, surprisingly enough. It's pretty surprising, like I said, but believe it or not, no enemy will sneak up from behind you here, ever. And what you're basically doing is that you are dragging this out as long as possible. And on the base handgun ammo, like especially if you're being preservative with the first couple enemies you're forced to take out, you'll have quite a bit of handgun ammo here. And you can easily, like, even if things go wrong, you can easily, like, get through at least half of the village raid just sitting right here. Like, as you see now, Urias has already spawned the giant. I'm trying to pick up the way, and I keep picking up the door. Yeah, even Urias can't get in here. Now, there is a couple other points you can essentially do the same strategy in, but unless you're playing on, like, Village of Shadows and maybe Hardcore, I've never really played the game on Hardcore too much, but unless you're playing on, like, Village of Shadows, like, you really only need to do it right here. And also, there are a couple points you can reload in. This thing already has like max capacity, so as you can see, I don't have to reload much. But there's 2 points in where you can safely reload without an enemy hitting the door. The first is when they stagger like that, as you saw a minute ago. They're not staggering much because this thing keeps killing them too fast. But when they stagger, you have a lot of time to just reload before they swing out the door again. Another safe time to reload, as you can already guess, is after you kill them. You usually have plenty of time to reload. Let's check and see if it's over. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there can't be nothing behind you. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure there can't be nothing behind you when you initiate that cutscene or whatever. So when you think it's about over, just walk forward or turn around or something, and it should initiate the cutscene once you've survived for long enough. Again, I think it's for like 5.5, 6-ish minutes. It's something like that. Do I have anything to craft any ammo? There we go. I just wanted some. I wanted to have some for like the sisters or whatever. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you know where the closest McDonald's is? Do I have any spare? I have 7 lockpicks. Sweet. Now, funny enough, on Village of Shadows, there will be an enemy somewhere in here. So, on Village of Shadows, you want to wait a little bit. Like, wait till you come back from the castle or whatever before going into this building. You don't have to wait too long. You just have to, you just can't go in here right away. Because I'm pretty sure there's like something right here. No. There it is. Now, you may be thinking that, you know, I don't know if that's the same drop on Village of Shadows or whatever, but you may be thinking that a simple 1 chem fluid can't be too valuable to worry about. Dude, I'm telling you, every bit of everything is important on Village of Shadows. I don't even know why I'm talking about Village of Shadows. Like, it has nothing you have to do with the Lisp. It has nothing to do with what we're doing right now. Like we're literally playing the game on stinking Sesame Street mode. The only thing worse than this is when the stinking Mega Buster on Resident Evil 4 Original. Dude, the Mega Buster on Resident Evil 4 Original is wild. I remember I did that a few months back. I just got the Mega Buster and I was like, you know, let's play some Resident Evil 4. Just absolutely ran through the entire game. Like, I'm pretty sure the Mega Buster just like one-shots anything. Like, at fully charged, it just one-shots things. It's so busted, dude. To get through here, I usually just do that so I can try to avoid the enemies. I'm not going to worry too much about loot because, again, this is New Games Plus. We have most everything we need. Now, usually what I do, I just run like right here and just like flip this like 2-3 times. Mash circle like a psychopath, and it's like usually the perfect syncing timing. Look at that. The door is instantly open. Excuse me, ma'am, but may you please open these curtains? I am unable to move curtains. Yeah. Similar to like Mia in Resident Evil 7, just run towards the enemy there. Because like, there's not really no way to stop him from my knowledge. I wonder if the Magnum would stop him. Now that'd be nuts. Now I'm pretty sure there's some shells like right here. Yeah. There's a couple more things, but I just wanted the shells.
Damn, the fire's moving fast.
Man, this thing can hold 12 shells? Good grief. It's been a while since I had fully upgraded weapon jaw.
Not to breathe in the smoke.
I know. Thank you, Ethan.
I just don't get it.
Sweet. Geronimo. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't one of those goats like right here? I think I'm thinking of a different spot. I'm just going to be completely honest. I have not memorized where all the collectibles are. I'm pretty sure they're called wandering goats. I know one is like right there somewhere. I'm almost sure of it. I know where a lot of them are. Just not all of them. We can actually see her drawing something here, the Megamycete or whatever. A lot of foreshadowing. Similar to Resident Evil 7. There's like a lot of foreshadowing. Story-wise.
Guess this leads to the castle.
You don't have to perfectly line those up. Just get them close enough and you're good to go. Like, funny enough, even on Resident Evil 2, the game I've played like billions and billions of times, I still haven't memorized where all the Mr. Raccoons are. Like, I have a general idea where most of them are, but I couldn't sit down and tell you all their locations. I'd have to get a guide. I'd probably miss at least 2 or 3 of them. Isn't there like... I'm pretty sure there's exactly 20 of them, right? Or 15 or something. I'm honestly 100% sure.
That's right. Run for your life.
Dude, this part right here, funny enough, it reminds me of some really like weird movie we watched one time.
Very nice, Ethan.
It was some kind of, like, is it Arthur or whatever? Like, pull the sword out of the stone or something. I'm pretty sure that's Arthur. But basically, the movie started out as like a stinking live-action movie, right? And I think this kid or something found some book or something, obviously a very important one. And then like 2 like really weird looking people came and like took him to like a different world. And then it turned into like a very sketchy looking CGI cartoon about Arthur. Really weird movie. And this part reminds me of it for some reason. Reminds me a lot of it. It also kind of reminds me of, what's it called? The Hobbit. That one, I'm pretty sure it was in the first one where they were in like some kind of big dungeon castle thing like this. I'm pretty sure that's when Bilbo like first met Smeagol or whatever. Smeagol. I think his name is Smeagol. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, aren't I? I guess tangents are okay. I think Resident Evil 7 was a lot more clever with like its loading points. Cause like something like that where it's like a really slow opening gate, it's pretty obvious that it's a loading point. Or when it's like a big elevator or something, like it's really obvious that it's really obvious that they're loading points. There's like one of those collectibles somewhere right here. Like it blends in pretty well, but somewhere right here, there's one of them. Anyways, as I was saying, I actually forgot what I was saying. I literally forgot what I was saying. Oh, about how I was going off on a tangent. Yes, of course. But of course.
Could Rose be here?
That was my best Neo Cortex. Well, I might can do a little bit better than that, but it doesn't get too much better. You know, I'm kind of getting in the Crash mood. I'm kind of in the mood for a good old platformer. I actually recently, these past couple days, I've been playing a lot of Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo. Like, maybe that's showing my age as a boomer, as a 22-year-old boomer. But that was a huge game for my younger years. And I still have it on SNES, funny enough, and I was playing it. Super fun game. One of my favorites, if I have to be completely honest. Just a really good game. Yeah, you actually can't skip this one. Also, I have like a huge cup of coffee. The coffee's a little bit old. It's a little bit under-seasoned, you know, as per being dirty bean water. But it's still good. Honestly, since it's like kind of watered down and kind of old, the taste, ironically, kind of reminds me of Folgers. And look, I'm not trying to trash talk Folgers, okay? It's good. And almost any coffee is good, okay? But it's like the McDonald's. It's like the McDonald's of, man, I forgot how fast you can run in this game. I just realized that. But yeah, it's like the McDonald's of coffee. It's just very, very basic. Like when you need some coffee, Folgers exists, okay? Me personally, I rock with Maxwell House. Like a fresh, you know, strong brew of stinking Maxwell House. You don't even need creamer. I usually use some anyways because, you know, it tastes good. But you don't need it at all. Like just a fresh cup of hot Maxwell House. So good, dude. But with Folgers, you most definitely need creamer, especially if it's decaf Folgers. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, again, it's not bad, but decaf Folgers, the taste of it resembles faucet water. I don't know why. Like, I always use faucet water to make coffee anyways. Like, I'm assuming most people do, but it literally, the taste resembles faucet water, decaf Folgers.
Slice your jugular and just watch. Take it alive, dead, which
And ironically enough, you know, I'm drinking Maxwell House because I'm a Maxwell House Giga Chad. But this watered down, old, because like it's old. Like most of the coffee in the cup is old because I had some left in the pot from like yesterday morning or something like that. But I didn't want to let it go to waste, right? So I just put a little bit of new coffee in with the old coffee. So it's like, most of it's old, and the new coffee I put into it was a little bit watered down, like not enough grounds and whatnot. So it's like a little watered down, and it tastes old. And funny enough, like the irony of it all is, like I've mentioned, the first thing that came into my mind was that it tastes like decaf Folgers. It's just kind of ironic, dude. That some old watered down coffee tastes like Folgers. That's just how good Maxwell House is, dude. I'm just gonna rush this part because I'm not playing on new games. Like, there's a few things you can do down there to get some extra stuff that you honestly kind of need on New Games, but you really don't need them on New Games Plus for obvious reasons.
Where are you going, little one?
Oh, no.
Bastard!
How dare you, man.
Believe it.
Yeah, I was about to say, I probably didn't even need to waste that last shell. I should have just got my handgun. TBH. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I will admit one thing about Village of Shadows it's not easy because it's hard to do this, but one enemy gives you a ton of money. Which, you know, understandably enough, because the enemies have so much impossibly high damage and high health, like the normal werewolves and whatnot do a ton of damage and have a ton of health, right? So that's understandable. But if you can manage to take one out, you will get money. So, important to keep that in mind. If you can figure out a good way to take one out or take a bunch of them out without really having to waste much, you will make the dough. Okay. Now, a little strategy right here. You don't have to, especially on New Games Plus, but
Shall I
like,
give you the tour?
when she spawns, just run. Just do this. Just go to the save room. It works if it's your second time entering the save room too. It doesn't have to be your first time. Like, long as you just go into the save room and despawn her, she just won't respawn. It's a little bit funny, but it works. Also, on the topic of coffee, like, you can have coffee any way you want, okay? Like, no one cares how you have your coffee, right? Well, I mean, some people care because everybody have to fight about everything. But anyway, what I'm getting at is that a lot of people who like coffee, like, arguably doesn't even like coffee, if that makes sense. Because, like, where I'm getting at is that people who, like, drink, what's the word, Starbucks and stuff, like, at what point is coffee? When you put so much dairy and sugar and artificial flavor additives and whatnot, like, at what point, like, at what point in time are you even drinking coffee? At what point is it even coffee anymore? It's like a grilled cheese, right? You know, a grilled cheese is 2 pieces of fried bread with some cheese melted in the middle, right? But there's a lot of people, which it's fine. Like, no one cares. It's perfectly fine. But they'll put, like, tomatoes and lettuce, and they'll put sauce. They'll put meat on it. They'll put, like, steak or something, right? Like, oh yeah, there's a goat right here, by the way. Like, at what point is it even a grilled cheese anymore? Like, if you have, like, tomato and lettuce, like, you're just eating a sandwich without the meat. I'm just gonna block. Like, do you even like grilled cheese at that point? Or are you at least eating it at that point? Oh, I didn't block fast enough. That's kind of the same way for, get out of here. That's kind of the same way for coffee, because, like, a lot of people put so many things in it. Like, I can understand a splash of creamer. Like, I use creamer. Creamer tastes good. But, like, my mom isn't actually an example of it, because, like, dude, it's almost half and half for her. It's like almost half creamer, half coffee. That's how much creamer she puts in it. Like, it's almost a dessert at that point. It's so sweet, it's so milky, it's so sugary. Like, that's like a dessert at that point, right? Am I the only one who thinks this? I know I'm not the only one. And again, it's cool, whatever floats your boat. It's so much creamer. So much sweets and additives. Like, people put, like, Cool Whip on top. Some stuff, like chocolate in it. I don't know why I'm not opening this. I'm going on a soy beta rant. They put chocolate in it. They put vanilla in it. Like, a lot of it. And, like, other stuff. And it looks like some kind of sundae, but it's a coffee, and the color is, like, very, very bright and very creamy. It's like, where's the coffee? You can barely even taste any resemblance of the coffee at that point. You know, in my opinion, I've said this before, but if it's a good cup of coffee, it doesn't need creamer. Again, a good brew of Maxwell House, you don't need no creamer, dude.
You will learn what it means to insult House Dimitrescu.
Excuse me, miss. Oh no, I've messed up horrifically. Yeah, I've really messed up. I should note you're not even able to heal here or anything. know why I'm not dead. I should have been. Please don't spawn. Please don't spawn. Yeah, we're good. Should be good. I don't know if she comes down here or not. Alright, let's go. But yeah, you're actually just not able to heal there or fight for a little while. So if you get hit, you're in trouble. Like I did. Best part of the game, dude. Yeah, I took a screenshot of that. Like, I'm a sucker for things that are like, look like a silhouette. Funny enough, and like when you're looking up there for the first time and you see like that gothic outline of that, where it's like kind of like a silhouette where it's like really bright and really dark. So good, dude. So now that you got this key, you can actually immediately go and fight the next sister. Just like that. Like, you can do this pretty much at any point you want. If you don't feel like you have enough supplies or aren't ready for it, that's perfectly fine. Now remember, the Molotovs actually will hurt you, so just make sure you're nice and far away from it.
You ruined that, you bastard! Curse you! You will not get
Sweet.
away! You're my brave mother!
But yeah, you can do this boss like at any point, really. So again, if you don't feel like you have enough ammo and whatnot, just don't worry about it till later. Let's see. I usually like to get it done as soon as possible because even on new games, like, she does not have much health. Okay, places here. There we go. And now we can leave. Now, quick little warning. It's scripted. Lady D will always be here. Always. See? So I recommend, if you don't want to deal with that, just be nice and slow. I had a feeling she would do that. Excuse me, ma'am. Now, I'm actually going to go to the save room real quick. After putting this here. Just get that out of the way. And I'm actually going to drop a save. Now, the reason why is because my brother is a certified memer. And he has asked me on multiple occasions, show me the waifu part. He has literally like said something along the lines of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a save right here. So later on, maybe today, tomorrow, whatnot, I can show him the waifu part. Alright. Memeing aside, what we need to do next is head back to that main outside X section, actually. Also, can I just say how stinking fancy, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but how stinking fancy this mansion is. Oh,
See,
gosh.
there you are.
Also, no matter how deep you think you are in this save room, if you see her swing, like, it will hit you. So just, if you see her swing and you're standing, like, right here, just keep running back, because it will hit you. Just, you know, fair warning, okay? Also, I'm actually curious on how maxed out these weapons are. Like, they're obviously got to be maxed out at this point. 70k? You can keep your first aid, dude.
Find some quality ingredients and bring them to
Yeah, they're maxed out. There are other weapons, though. Ooh, what's this? Rocket pistol. Yeah, no one cares about the Lemmy. Should we try out some of these? We can. Man, that's really stinking nice. That one's really cool as well. Maybe another time. I just kind of want to use the base weapons.
till next we meet.
Alright. We have avoided other death from Lady D, so let's continue. Utter death. They will not let me through. Oh no. That was actually a really well-timed grab. I have to give it to bro. I mention this I literally I mention this every single time I play this game. But the roaming villain, Lady D, is honestly a little bit disappointing. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, great design, super scary, super fun to deal with, but way too scripted. Like, this castle's almost too big for its own good, because there's so many points. Hold on. Let me just do this. Yeah. There's so many points where they script you seeing Lady D, instead of her just at a certain point being a full-fledged roaming villain, which I believe at some point she eventually is. Like, I'm pretty sure at this point, or almost, she can be anywhere in the castle, but if you're just playing the game normally, like, unless you're being, like, really slow, you'll never see her unless it's the scripted sections. So I can understand why they made it scripted when you find her a lot of the time, because they actually wanted players to encounter her on a first playthrough. So I get it. But, like, when you compare that to Mr. X, who only had a very couple scripted segments, and, like, once you saw the scripted segment with Mr. X, he just became a full-on roaming villain. Because when you made it back to the RPD for the first time, hold on, I usually go by this side, I'm pretty sure. Because this is another scripted part. She will always be right here. And if you come from up the other side, she'll always be there as well. Just on the other side. So if you go up here, she'll always be there. And if you go up the other way, she'll always be there. I'll show it actually. She will always be like right here, or like just entering or something like that. Or just the same spot, whatever. She'll always be there when you get here. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's 100% scripted that you have to go around the other way. There we go.
You'll kill me.
We're gonna waste no time on you. Oh frick. Sweet. Goodbye. Also, I'm pretty sure if you shoot them, they break a little bit faster, but I've already wasted a bunch of ammo. RPD was what I'm trying to say. When you first meet Mr. X, when he's lifting up that helicopter, after that first initial scripted segment when you see him, like, in the entire RPD, he's just a full-on roaming enemy. And when you don't know what to do, like, when I play Resident Evil 2, I obviously know exactly where I need to go, what I need to grab, how to avoid Mr. X. But when you're first playing that, you don't know any of that stuff. So now you have a very intelligent enemy roaming around, literally looking for you. You have a bunch of zombies as well. Whenever you shoot the bullet, like shoot a zombie or whatever, or just shoot in general, he hears that, and then he'll start trying to make his way towards that direction. Or when you run, running's another one. Running lets him know where you're at too. Another thing about Mr. X is that his footsteps are like really stinking loud. So it's like whenever he's anywhere close to you, it just sounds like he's almost all around you. You know what I mean? He just sounds like he's everywhere. And he knows where you're at when he hears you. You know what I mean? And he's trying to get to you. It's stinking scary. Now, after that point, there are a couple scripted segments with Mr. X. Like with Leon in the laboratory, after you take out those plants and get the level 3 chip for your, like, wristwatch or whatever. He'll spawn there as a chase segment and whatnot. But when you first see him at the RPD, that initial stinking roaming section of the game, like, he is like 100% gloves off, running around, well, I guess stomping around, looking for you. And you still have like a lot of stuff that you need to do. And again, if you don't know what you're doing, it can take a lot of aimlessly running around and keep running into them and keep getting found by them. Also add on top of that the zombies. Like, the zombies don't magically leave you alone when Mr. X is there. The thing is, it foreshadows it too. It kind of foreshadows it because in the early section of the game, it gives you like wooden boards to board up the windows to help prevent zombies from getting in too quick. This is so you'll have less zombies to deal with during the Mr. X part of the game. So when you first make it to that Mr. X part of the game, most people probably ignored using the boards to stop zombies, or help stop zombies. It doesn't fully stop them. So they'll be like, well, frick, now I have a ton of enemies to deal with, plus Mr. X. Like, it was done so well. Then you had Nemesis in RE3 remake. Which his sections were good, but he wasn't much of a roaming enemy in that game, which is understandable. Like, that game was a very snappy, go here, do this, go here, do this, while avoiding the Nemesis type of game. But it was still really fun, right? Yay. I should also note, this is another scripted segment where we're going to find Lady D. Also, I'm going to make some handgun ammo. And a healing. So yeah. But, not to mention Jack Baker. How did I forget Jack Baker? Jack Baker, the stinking king of roaming enemies. Like, during, like, the first third of the game, or, like, the first quarter of the game or whatever, once you make it to the main house, like, on Madhouse, he's a little less of a roaming villain, but on normal, like, he is just roaming around most of the entire, mansion and whatnot, right? And the thing about the mansion in Resident Evil 7 is that it was a lot more enclosed and condensed than this one is. So it was like you never really got a good breather from Jack, right? Jack was just always looming around to some degree. Let's see, we got the rest of the masks. Alright. Rage, pleasure. I think I'm missing one. Oh, did I never grab it? I actually never grabbed it. That's not good. I don't think I ever grabbed it. Mask of Joy or whatever.
You'll make the best vintage yet.
Oh well. Could be worse. I went in the wrong door. Yeah, so when I played this game, I was initially of the opinion that this roaming villain might be the best one. Because when you first play the game, obviously you don't know when the scripted sections are scripted. So when I was running into Lady D, I was just thinking that it was just by random chance, right? Like, even though they're kind of obviously scripted sections, I thought it was just by random chance, because I'm a dum-dum. And I just remember being so kind of freaked out, honestly, because the mansion in this game is so big. I do have the mask. Which one did I miss? Did I not miss any of them? I remember being so, like, kind of nervous because, like, the mansion is so big. Lady D is so menacing, right? Demetress. And you just knew she was always looming. You know what I mean? She was always looming. I must have forgot to get the other one. If I forgot one, I'm just going to place it on here and see if it does it. Like, I don't know if that was from where she was, you know, roaming or what. But when you first initially come through here, she'll always be like walking up. Yeah, I think I know which one I missed. I didn't really miss it, I just literally forgot to pick it up, so I just have to fully remember how to get up there. Which I do.
You will learn what it means to insult House Dimitrescu.
Excuse me, ma'am. So yeah, when I first played this game, I initially thought that maybe she is the best roaming enemy, because she was, you know, when the mansion is so big and she's so menacing, she's obviously the scariest one. Other than maybe Jack. Like, Jack is scarier, but just the situation you're in this one makes her scarier. But it wasn't by random chance. Once you got used to the mansion layout, and once you kept playing this game, once I kept playing this game over and over again, I started to realize that, like, almost every time
I should be able to get
you see her in this game, it's by the script. Like, you do a certain objective, and then you have to deal with her. And try to avoid her for a few minutes. Now, there's still, to a degree, still a good level of roaming enemy elements to it, because when you're first playing the game, you obviously don't know where you need to be when you need to be there. So there is going to be times where you randomly encounter her, you know what I mean? Like, again, at this point, I'm pretty sure she's just, like, completely roaming, like a normal roaming enemy, right? But anyways. So I do think, I know when I'm explaining things, I usually go on very long tangents and and I'm just in general really bad at explaining things, but I think that's just one of the many things that was kind of lost a little bit with this game. Because like there's many other there's quite a bit of things that Resident Evil 7 and stuff just did better. And I think that roaming enemies was one of them. Level design was another one. Clever game design was one of them. Like again, like I was talking about with the loading points. The loading points in Resident Evil 7 are very hard to spot. Like, they're obvious when you know them, but on a first playthrough, you're probably not even going to... Excuse me, I'm sorry. We're probably not even going to think about it. But this game takes a step back with it, and it just goes back to the generic elevators and stuff. I also like how 7 kind of went back to tradition a little bit. Because, like, in my opinion, Resident Evil 7 is the closest thing to Resident Evil 1 since Resident Evil 1. And this one decided to kind of go back to the, you know, I guess you can say anime, I guess. Back to the anime-ish plot of, like, 5 and 6. And whatnot. They just went right back to the crazy story. When Resident Evil 7 kind of re-grounded it a little bit. Like, Resident Evil 7 is a very campy game. Like, Resident Evil has always been campy. But starting from, like, Code Veronica X and stuff, the story of Resident Evil just kind of got crazier and crazier. And when Resident Evil 7 re-grounded it, you know, after 6 and stuff, like, 6 is such a crazy game story-wise. And 7, you know, soft rebooted the franchise. Oh, crap. Soft rebooted the franchise. And then Village brought back the silliness, you know, like, in full force. It brought back the silliness full force. Oh, that was a cutscene. Okay, this is a cutscene. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that, I was fixing my leg. I'm starting to go a little bit numb. Yeah, it might sound like I'm trashing this game when I'm talking about how I think 7 did almost everything better. Like that, saying it like that obviously makes it sound like I'm dissing the game, but it's really poking at, oh crap, it's really picking at straws or splitting hairs, whatever the term is. We got him. Also, I need to turn this game down just a little bit. Mainly the sound effects. We'll just do that. Just kind of drowns out my voice a little bit.
You're the one who's cursed.
But yeah, it's really splitting hairs. I think this game is an excellent game.
This place.
Like, especially when you consider it's a game from 2021, right? Like, what other franchise or game companies make good games in 2021? You know, in the 2020s, whatever, right? The only close competitor to Capcom I can think of is like Nintendo. Nintendo usually still puts out some good games for Switch. I know Mario Odyssey it's now getting pretty old, but it was still like a fairly recent game from this gen and whatnot, right? But like, you could just compare Capcom to like other companies, right? Just like their quality of their games is just so much better. Because as much as I love video games, I really do think the just overall quality of gaming has gone down a lot. DLC can be fine when it's done right, but you know, like a ton of DLC, a ton of unfinished games, a ton of updates needed just for the games to be somewhat usable. Games run bad because of lazy developers, and like the over reliance on game engines like Unreal Engine and Unity. Like, even though there are still good games that come out nowadays, I feel like just the overall quality of gaming has gone down a lot. And then you see something like Capcom casually pumping out a new Resident Evil game every 2 years. You know what I mean? You know, when you count all the remakes, it's like a new game every year or two, right? And then you're just kind of like, well, good grief. They're just casually releasing these solid, easy 9 out of 10 games in this day and age.
There you are.
You know what I mean? Like, this game's a solid, like, 8.9, 9 out of 10 for me, right? Like, what other game company can casually just bring out a 9 out of 10 game in the year of 2020? Well, I mean, it's 2024 now, but you know what I mean? This was 2021. I mean, every game has its problems. I think I'm going the wrong way. I am, in fact, going the wrong way. I'm thinking of this as a new games route where I'm doing everything. Because when I do a new games playthrough of this game, I usually do stinking everything. There's a goat right here. And there might be a goat like up there, I think. Yeah, I'm almost sure there's like another one right here, funny enough. Even though there's like one right here, there's like another one like right here. So when you hear me like criticizing this game or saying that 7 did it better, or I don't like the direction this game took over 7, I'm really not bashing the game. I'm just giving a few of my thoughts and criticisms on it. This is still like a solid, again, 9 out of 10, absolute insanely good game. Like, I've already played this game who knows how many times. Like, I could probably count it up because I have saved in a new slot every time I played the game. So we can actually check that. It's probably like 12 or something. We'll probably check it at the end of the 07, 04, 08. We'll probably check that at the end of the playthrough. 07. How dare you? Oh dear. Bro's so brave. Sit down, second. 07. 04. 08. Oh, that's a 9. I'm done. There we go. I thought I could do that quick enough without making the Vambi spawn. Oh, I actually need some handgun ammo. Can you give me some, please? Nope. Ooh, explosive rounds. Goodness grief, that's a crazy drop. That's actually a crazy drop. I don't know if that just happens on New Games Plus sometimes, so that's crazy. I usually don't get hit there. Now, funny enough, you have like more than enough time to do this. Okay. Now that they're kind of gone, I'm pretty sure you kind of have a free scapegoat to do this. The well wheel. Very nice and hidden, right? Truly is a clever spot to put the well wheel because it's something that you really need on new games, and they hide it in a chase, essentially a chase section. So unless you fight like all the enemies there. Got him. Okay, they're giving me metal scrap like I want. Oh, also, I mentioned earlier... Hold on, my ear got sneaking itchy. I mentioned earlier how I used to have like a lot of problems with Miranda, of all things, you know, the final boss. I will show you guys how that boss is done. Again, thanks to Village of Shadows. There is one part of the boss that I might not be able to do properly, and that's her double dives or whatever, because it's actually a sound cue. Again, something I learned off beta Village of Shadows. It's actually a sound cue if she's going to do a double dive or not. And I actually can't hear the game unless it's on stream. So I obviously hear the stream a few seconds, you know, delayed. So I won't be able to check for that sound cue. But other than that, I will show you guys how Miranda's done.
How was it?
It may or may not involve mines.
If you truly wish to save your...
There's a few points in this game that's a little bit more difficult without having sound, but it's not that bad, honestly. One of those parts is coming up very soon, actually, which is the not the Dawn of Beneviento fight. I mean, you can use sound cues for the Dawn of Beneviento fight to help, but primarily I'm just talking about the... Oh man, that's a nice screenshot, dude. Oh my gosh. But the baby section. Okay, hide. Can you turn off the watermark? Game logo, can I? Filters, none. Depth of field, camera. Oh well, we can't turn off the watermark, but that's okay. We're going to take a screenshot of this. Get that bridge down there a little bit. Great screenshot. I had like this as my, like this right here, or from the other side as my PlayStation 4 wallpaper for a long time. I had it for like at least 2 months. Maybe even longer, actually.
Ethan, come with me. There's something I have to tell you.
Yeah? What's going on?
You have to fix
I wonder what Resident Evil 9 is going to be like.
Everyone leaves me. Even Rose.
You know, I heard like one of the rumors of it recently, and it sounds really, really cool. It said something about, you know, people said that this game was going to have like werewolves and all that, and like obviously that seemed like a huge stretch, but it ended up actually being real. It said something about how it's going to have skinwalkers. Now,
What's going on?
now these are rumors, of course, and to give a quick explanation of what a skinwalker is, basically some kind of creature that can shapeshift and like look like people and animals and whatnot, right? So imagine some bioweapon or some zombie or something, some mindless creature that probably wants to like kill people, right? Or like a bunch of them disguising themselves as humans, and like you playing as probably Chris. It's your job to like talk to people and figure out who's what, and you don't know which one's a skinwalker and you don't know which one's a human and whatnot, right? Like that sounds really interesting, and that sounds a lot better than the open world rumors, which maybe they both tie in, but who knows. But that sounds pretty stinking interesting, and sounds like an interesting direction it could go. Because, I mean, I've talked about it multiple times on stream before, so I'll try to keep it brief, but you guys already know how I feel about open world games. They're not necessarily bad, but I just think like the concept, the pure concept in and of itself of an open world game is flawed because it's too big. Like unless you put so much time into it, there's like no way an open world game can feel as condensed and as well made as a linear, well crafted, well refined product, right? Like open world games, just in the nature of how they're made, has to have more flaws than a well refined, linear, shorter game, right? Like, look at this game. This game is a lot more open and bigger than 7, but it's definitely less refined than 7. You know what I mean? Resident Evil 7 is a very deceptively linear game. Like, when you play the game, it might feel really big because of how well designed the level design is. But if you just play Resident Evil 7, like from the start of the game to like the end of the Lucas segment, we're not talking about the boat because it kind of spits on that a little bit. But just from the beginning of the game all the way to before the boat, like the game is very, very like condensed. Like it is not big at all. Like the game, if you could skip cutscenes in 7, the game would be really short. If you just knew what you were doing. And not short in a bad way. Like there's a lot of content in the world, and again, the level design and stuff is like very well refined. Hold on. The level design is like very well refined, but it's just not very big. By nature, it's just not very big. I think I did the wrong thing. Yeah, that's just telling us one of the codes. But when it comes to an open world game, like, it has to be massive. The world has to be massive. And there still has to be plenty of things to do. Okay, let's talk about the world for a little bit, right? I said this was going to be short, but it's probably ended up going to be a rant. But let's talk about the world a little bit. Let's say you had the same amount of time to make a linear game with a small map, or a giant field. Like a giant field with a ton of cities, a ton of, places to go to, a ton of people to talk to, a bunch of side quests you gotta do, a bunch of collectibles, a bunch of this, that, and the other, right? Or a linear game where the objective is fairly simple in a way, way, way smaller map. I'm talking a fraction of the size of an open world map. You know what I mean? Where you can just focus on one thing, the main core of whatever game design you're going to. Which one do you think is going to turn out, like, just in general, better refined? You know what I mean? 05, 29, 11. I'm going to do this real quick. 5, 29. Okay. Yeah, just by the nature of that, which one do you think is going to turn out better made? It's pretty obvious that the much like more condensed game is going to just inherently turn out more refined because there's way less to worry about. You can focus on the main objective of the game and a bunch of like content in its own way in a very condensed map where the level design feels very intuitive, where everything feels like it's necessary and not out of place, over a field where you just have like a bunch of scatterbrain stuff that you got to do, like side quests. Like one of my favorite games of all time is, kind of an open world. Oh, I forgot to grab the thing. One of my favorite games of all time is kind of an open world game, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And what is one of the biggest flaws that it suffers from? There's a lot of fetch questiness to it. Walk through this big field and go talk to this person, then walk over here, go talk to this person, fight a couple enemies, fast travel, or walk all the way back to this person and do this, quest complete. There's a lot of stuff like that in it. Just unnecessary stuff, you know what I mean? So when I hear stuff like, a new game going to be an open world game, I already to turn out just by, the simple fact of refinement, it's not going to turn out as good as something linear. And if you like open world games, that is great. And hold on, it's kind of hard to see this. I think it's like, I know I gotta get these two to connect. You over here. Yeah, I think that's correct actually. Might not be correct, I think I did it wrong. Yeah. It's almost correct. This is just kind of a funny, perfect example. That's not correct. I'm doing this wrong. Oh, here we are. There we go. But yeah, like I kept talking about this game. Like this game is a lot bigger. It's a lot more open than Resident Evil 7. Yet, like, because of that, the level design is less refined. The graphics, despite some sections of the game, some points of the game looking better just by the simple fact that the game is newer. Like, a lot of the points in Resident Evil 7 honestly look a little bit better because of clever level design and proper use of how they want it to look. Things feel a lot more intentional. You know what I mean? Like, go to the reservoir in Resident Evil Village, right? It's just like a generic, really big swamp. Like a lot of water, a lot of vegetation. Just a lot of, that gritty texture spread around. It doesn't, I know I'm not paying attention, I'm sorry. It just doesn't look all that good. Like some sections like this looks really stinking good. The lighting and all that, like this looks really good. Hold on, I gotta find where I go real quick before I continue this beta rant that I'm ranting about. Like the reservoir is just like a very open area, but it's one of the most forgettable. Visually, it's like one of the most forgettable. It's just one of the most forgettable parts of the game because it's just, Let's see, it's something like this. Favorite books, most special, Rose's favorite toy, most special thing to us. I think it's this. I'm probably wrong. I'm pretty sure we gotta put this here. I think that's correct. Yeah, just stuff like that just kind of help proves my point a little bit. And like Castle Beneviento. Like when you had Jack Baker in the main house, it was a lot smaller than the Castle Beneviento. Yet Jack Baker and the main house in general is just, I guess it's opinionated, but it's just better. I mean, I hate to say it so simply, but like the level design of the main house, the way it looks, the way it progresses, just feels so clean and refined. And Jack Baker works so well as a roaming enemy, right? And then you got Castle Beneviento. It's bigger. It's better. But Demitresque doesn't work as nowhere near as well as a roaming enemy. And the level design of the Castle Beneviento just doesn't feel as clean, or just the progression of it. Like visually, I can safely say the Castle Beneviento is pretty stunning. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm not paying much attention on, am I? I should already be well within like the baby segment. But yeah. Anyway. Huge rant aside, just in general, a more condensed game is going to be better refined. Just in a general sense of thing, it's going to have more refinement, and feel way more intended and just well designed than a game that needs to be bigger and better. You know what I mean? That's just how it's going to work in general. Again, I'm not paying much attention. I need to go to the well first. That's just why I think that games like Resident Evil 7 and stuff, a very well condensed game is usually, 9 times out of 10, it's going to turn out a lot better than just some game that's like really open and and all that stuff. Let's see, it's I think it's that one. Yeah. So that's why when I heard the rumors of Resident Evil 9 apparently being like, I don't think it said it was necessarily going to be an open world game. It's just that it was going to be like a lot more open than even this game. Like this game is already open enough. You know what I mean? But like way more open than even this game. Like that to me is just going way too far. So I was a little skeptical. And again, everything about Resident Evil 9 we've heard is rumors. You need to take rumors with a grain of salt. But I won't deny that it definitely like, what's the word I'm looking for? Definitely concerned me a little bit. Concerned as if, as in concerned over the quality of the video game. So it's like not even that big of a problem, but definitely concerned me a little bit, right? Or I really need to pay attention in this section or I'm going to get singing massacred. Alright. Now we're just going to stand here or sit here and drink some coffee. That's honestly the best I've ever done that part. If you're fast enough, you don't even have to stand here. You can just go. It's possible that I could have just went there. Probably not though. I probably needed to go just a little bit faster. Once you stop hearing him whining, you're pretty much good, because I'm pretty sure he despawns. I always wait a little bit longer, though. Funny enough, even on a first playthrough, I've never actually died to the baby, because I was just so freaked out that I played this section beyond the definition of safe. I'm so sorry, excuse me. I should have tried muting there. But anyways, I always played the section beyond safe, you know what I mean? I just did exactly what I needed to do in a very, very safe order. Like, I don't even go under the bed there, just in case I might not be under there correctly. I just sit right here till I know there's a 100% chance that he's despawned. Or just at least not in nowhere near my vicinity, right? Oh no. I think bro's angry. So yeah, I've never got caught by this little beta. And I never intend to. What is he doing? That's so scary. It almost looked like he was banging his head on the floor. Like, what is bro up to, dude? I'm just sitting here chilling, drinking coffee. I'm not even, dude. I ain't even messing with that. I'm just gonna drink my coffee. Also, this is a way earlier. Man, it's only 11. I've been streaming for like 90 minutes and it's still only 11. I've woke up way earlier. Okay, I don't hear him at all. I woke up way earlier today than I normally do. I'm trying to fix my sleeping schedule. So like 2 days ago, I guess, if I'm doing the math correctly, I pulled another all-nighter. And then I'm like, I'm going to go to bed at a normal time. And instead of just sleeping way longer and just ruining the schedule over and over again. Hold on, I need to make sure I pay attention. I don't think he's here until you do what you need to do though, but still. But anyways, I'm like, you know, I'm going to fix this sleeping schedule, dude. I'm just going to go to sleep at a normal time and then force myself to wake up with an alarm at a way earlier than normal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure once you get that autosave he spawns in, either that or like once you put this fuse in. And if you're fast enough here, you know, if you just do what you need to do and not play around, you can do this part without having to worry about him. It's never failed me once before. Scary little baby. Yeah, this section, like, once you make it past the Castle Beneviento, they needed to make the game kind of long, but more open at the same time. Like, it kind of, this part of the game honestly kind of feels like you're just, I hate to put it this way, but almost like just playing little mini games to get the other pieces of Rose. Like, when you get here, like, there's plenty of in-between parts and stuff, but, like, once you get here, it's like, you know, go through Beneviento's, you know, fun house. Like, fun house gone wrong. You run around from a giant monster, and then you have to fight the little puppet and whatnot, you know what I mean? And you don't even fight it, you just find it, like hide and seek or something. And then you go to the reservoir, you know, Moreau's section of the game, and you have to play chase with him because he's like, you know, trying to chase you and whatnot, and you have to do some parkour over the, you know, while he's in the lake, and you have to wait till he's not there so he doesn't crab you. Like, once you get to like the Heisenberg stuff, it feels a little bit more normal, like the Stronghold. But even then, it feels a little bit like a pace breaker, because then it becomes like just raw combat. Like, after you defeat Moreau, it is like combat, 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 combat until Miranda. Because during like the first half of the game, there's not really that much combat. You know, minus the village raid. Because you make it to Castle Beneviento, other than bosses too, I should say, but like, you make it to Castle Beneviento, you run around looking for the key items, and you take out a bunch of, it's kind of like a boss rush. There's 4 bosses at Castle Beneviento. Not Castle Beneviento, but Castle Dimitrescu. And then you go here, this is literally like no combat. We haven't touched combat since we got here. And then you go to Moreau. There's like almost no combat until you fight Moreau. And then all of a sudden it's time to head to the Stronghold, where the Lycans are, like werewolves and whatnot, right? Combat. Dozens and dozens of werewolves. Combat, combat, combat. Fight Urias. Combat, combat, combat. And then right after that, you go to Heisenberg's factory. Heisenberg factory is literally combat. It is almost all combat. And all of a sudden you got this like steampunkian vibe. And then after the factory, you play as Chris. And what do you do as Chris? You run through the village and literally mow down enemies. Like, mow down enemies. And then you're switched back to Ethan and you fight Miranda. Kind of weird. Not bad. Just kind of weird how the pace structure of this game is set up. And again, there's like hints of like more combat sections throughout the earlier parts of this game. Like when we're going through here, some enemies spawn when we're, you know, going back to the village and whatnot. And there's optional stuff like the optional giants and stuff you can fight. But it's just kind of weird how, like, the main story-wise stuff, you know, you're kind of going through it a little bit slow, a little bit mellow, some treasure hunting, few enemies here and there in the in-between sections, and you're just doing, like, the main story stuff. And then just enemies in the second half of the game. That's a great screenshot too. I'm pretty sure if you approach this guy from the left, you can run past him, right maybe? Yeah, okay, right. This game also feels very... Again, it sounds like I'm bashing the game. Like, I really don't mean to sound like I'm bashing the game. Again, these are just such small problems I have with the game. But this game feels a lot more segmented than 7. Because with Resident Evil 7, you were, in a sense, kind of going to, like, that enemy's territory. Entering the lair of the beast and whatnot, right? But it was a lot more subtle. I mean, you were on the baker's, you know, residence, right? And there was parts of the game where you, like, kind of enter a gate and enter, you know, someone else's kind of domain. But it was a lot more subtle. You didn't really think much about it. Well, this game kind of flipped it on its head and just straight up made it so where, like, you know, you're literally and figuratively entering the belly of the beast. Like, you go over here and you got the... I guess Tasmanian is the best way to put it. Gothic, Tasmanian, super fanciful, majestical mansion, castle with, you know, the giant vampire lady. And then after that, you go to someone else's domain. You know, the big gate with the Negamycete on it, right? You enter their domain. And you got this, like, fantastical, you know, funhouse gone wrong, stinking... craziness, right, was Beneviento. And then after that you enter the domain of the swamp beast. You know what I mean? The swamp thing, right? Where you have to fight the giant beast in its own cavern. And then after that you enter the evil lair of Carl Heisenberg, where him and his steampunkian army is against you. You know what I mean? Like, it's so like segmented. You know, it's so segmented, and you got those big fancy gates separating the other, like the, what are they called? I know they call them something. Not kings, but like head of the family or whatever you want to call it. With Resident Evil 7, it was way more subtle. It's like you first get to the guest house, right, and you fight Mia, and then you're dragged to the main house. You know, that's essentially Jack Baker's domain, right? And after you defeat Jack Baker, you go to their old house that was washed out by, like, the hurricane or whatever. That's why it's called the old house, and they needed a new house, the main house. So the old house is a lot more run down, and the vibe of it's a little bit more different, and that's where Marguerite is. You know, that's essentially Marguerite's domain, right? But you don't really think of it like that, because it's not like some completely different vibe, completely different villain, completely different area, and all that stuff. It's just a different part of the residence that is sectioned off a little bit, and it is Marguerite's domain, but it's not so heavily advertised as, oh, this is, Marguerite's domain, she is the head honcho over here, you have to go and hunt her down and take her out, you know what I mean? It's not like that, like they did it in this one. Just like the barn. Like, the barn don't feel out of place. Like, it's foreshadowed at multiple points in the game that Lucas is kind of not a mad scientist, that's not the word for it, but like just very clever and very sadistic. So when you go to the barn where he has like traps set up and stuff, it doesn't feel out of place. Like a barn on a farm, on their farmland, residence or whatever, does not even feel that out of place to begin with. It just feels like a part of the residence. And even though the vibe is a little bit different, like, it works, right? Because how Lucas is and how it's foreshadowed that Lucas is kind of a mad, sadistic maniac and all that.
Damn freak!
It's not like in this game where you go from a giant, stinking Romanian, I don't know, castle, and then you go to the sadistic fun house, and then you go to the the swamp monsters, stinking swamp is really all you can say about the reservoir. And then to the steampunkian metal army. You know what I mean? It almost feels like anime logic. I did not get the boat key. I'm getting too caught up in chatting. I could make an entire video series talking about Resident Evil Village. That's why I need to finish my Resident Evil 7 analysis series and make one for this game, because there's just so much I could talk about. And I can explain it a lot better if I just sit down and think about it a long time and write it. You know what I mean? I could definitely explain what I'm trying to say a lot better. But there's just so many comparisons I can make about how Resident Evil Village took the simplicity and the campiness and just the well-designed, well-structured style of Resident Evil 7 and just kind of took everything from that game, went to the commonly used logic of more equals better, but it ends up taking away a lot more than it gives. Ironically, the more you add, the more you take away. It would be the point that I would be trying to make. The more you add, the more you take away, and it just kind of washes out. The more water you add to the soup, the more of the soup goes away. You might have more of it, but you're losing what made it great to begin with. I guess would be the point I would be trying to make. I'm probably making no sense when talking about this stuff, so I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop and play the game. Anyways, we have made it to the reservoir.
What was that?
And the head honcho of this domain is none other than Moreau. And we will in fact take him out. How much metal scrap do I have? Probably not enough. Man, that's a shame. It's probably because I'm not fighting any of the enemies. You're being mean, Moreau.
What am I supposed to do? He said the exit's underwater.
Let's see here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, you do have to be very careful in this part of the game because Moreau will eat you, literally. Yeah, like right there. Stuff like that. You just gotta make sure you be very careful. Right here, too. Just gotta wait it out a little bit. You can go here, though. I do plan for this to be a deathless playthrough, so I need to make sure I do this in the correct order. You're fine here, by the way. Maybe if you just stand there, you'll be in trouble, but if you just go, you're perfectly fine. Okay. Some Magnum ammo in here. Now, I'm pretty sure the proper way to do this is like 1, 2, 3. I think I did it wrong. No, I did it right, okay. Be careful right here. Now how you avoid this is just get right here as fast as possible. Now you want to do this, and then he's going to do it again. Trying to shimmy a boy. And then once he's passed, of course, just try to do this, and you're good to go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does that, but I'm pretty sure you actually can't get caught there. So it's not too much to worry about. I wish I had some more mines. I mean, I'm going to get plenty of mines, but I kind of want more for the boss so I can have plenty for Miranda too. I need to take out some more enemies once we get some of the later stuff. So I can have plenty of metal. Not that we really need it, like... The mines are really good for Miranda. It's not like they're essential. You don't need a ton of them. They're just really stinking good to cheese her. Now you actually can take them out with handgun. Oh, I thought I didn't have enough. But yeah, you gotta be very fast there. But you can do it with just handgun. Let me get my trusty knife. My karambit knife. I kind of want to do a normal knife only on this game one day. I have done knife only before because it's a trophy requirement, but what I did was go to like casual, New Games Plus, and used this, which that's just a little too easy. I want to use like the normal knife, if it's possible. If it's even possible, which I'm sure it is. I would like to use just the normal knife and go for it. Now, funny enough, I'm pretty sure you have to examine that before I'll let you use it on here. Like, I would like to do just a normal difficulty, New Games, knife only. I've almost, well, I won't say almost, but I've gotten decently close to doing a Madhouse knife only before. I made it to the barn fight. Which I could have done it. I think that save is lost, sadly. Like, I could have done it. But it was just getting so redundantly difficult at that point that I just didn't do it. Which is kind of a shame. Because that would probably be, like, the last really hard part of the game. Because I usually do the boat.
Okay.
Hey, Ella White. Hey, welcome on in. Welcome on in. As you can see, we are playing some Village, and we are currently about to beat up Moreau. Beta Moreau. How you doing today? But yeah, as I was saying, probably the barn fight would probably be the last hard section, really hard section in the run. No Dringe game today? Yeah, not today, but we are playing some Resident Evil. As a matter of fact, I might do 2 streams today.
Cringe.
Yeah, I got you. I might do 2 streams today. If I can speak, I might do 2 streams today, not gonna lie. Because I am in the Resident Evil mood.
Got it.
The only other hard part in 7 I could really think of for knife only would maybe...
In just lurking BC I have to cook.
Excuse me, maybe be the final boss because you're kind of forced to use gun there. Maybe knife only runs do use the gun there. I don't know. I would have to check into it. Just lurking because I have to cook. Hey, I appreciate the lurk. Lurking is always welcomed. Glad to have you here. But yeah, I don't know if... I think I keep going the wrong way. I don't know if you have to use the gun in the final boss of Resident Evil 7. Because when it comes to knife-only rolls, if there's a section of the game where you're literally forced to use the knife, they will allow it, obviously, because there would be no run, right? But I actually don't know if you need to use the gun there or not. I have done, I've mentioned this a few times, but I've never done it on stream. I have done a Resident Evil 4 remake, knife only, on the standard difficulty before. New games knife only, not New Games Plus. Literally a New Games full-fledged knife only run, right? And it wasn't that bad from what I remember, other than like the big cheese fight and maybe a couple others. Oh yeah, and the Garrador, the double Garrador section was a living nightmare. But other than that, not too bad. I did not mean to waste Magnum there. That is such a waste. But anyways, there's a few points in Resident Evil 4 Remake where you literally have no choice but to use a gun, right? I actually watched a knife-only run kind of as a reference when I did my knife-only run on that game. And like, the guy who did it was way more lenient than I was using weapons. Like, there was a few parts where he would use weapons where you didn't really need, not a voice crack, need to use it. Which is, you know, nothing wrong with that. He still did an awesome run. But like there was one section in particular that I remember, like the house raid section, right? Like, he was using the handgun to break, not a voice crack, he was using the handgun to break the boards to like help him do stuff. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, Like, did you really need to use the weapon there? Again, it was an awesome run, and he can play the game any way he wants, but did you really need to use the handgun there? You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I don't know why I'm organizing my inventory. I hate how there's like this line down here. Oh, I have an idea to fix that. We can literally do this and keep the knife on top. I am so cool. Another section I thought about is during the night section with Ashley, like the Ashley part of the game where you have to play as Ashley with the nights. What I actually did, if I remember correctly, what I did is that I didn't use the lantern, you know, like the blue flames. Because the reason why is, well, it's not a knife, so I shouldn't use it. And of course, that's definitely a stretch. It's not like I was using a weapon, and you're only stunning the knights, right? So there's really no problem with it. But when I did like my knife only, I was just like really oh man, I walked too far. I was like really stubborn with what I can and can't, when I can and when I can't use a weapon. What I try to do was only use a weapon if it was absolutely necessary. Like only if the run would end if I didn't use it. Like I remember trying for like an hour straight to do the double, what's it called? The double giant fight without using a grenade. Because like, no, I mean without using the handgun is what I meant, sorry. Because during the double giant Gyarados fight, you have to take out the armored one by using the explosive that Luis... Oh no. I didn't know he went up there that fast. I think I might die here. Frick. That's why I should pay attention during boss fights. But anyways, you have to use You have to use the explosion that Luis puts on his back, right? You have to do it. So I, for like an hour straight, tried to use a grenade instead because it felt better to do that. Oh, he always gets in the way there. There we go. It just made me felt less bad to do that. And I proved that no matter what, you have to use the handgun to do it. Like, for some reason... For whatever reason, it's literally impossible to do that without it. Even if the explosion is right on the grenade on his back, it will not work. Put on me, go ahead and equip this real quick. Go ahead and waste some of these on him. Anyway, that's enough of my rant. My knife only went. I need some handgun ammo. I need healing and some handgun ammo. Man, that killed him fast.
Death as he was in life.
Well, I mean, I did use the mines and stuff at the beginning, so. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and equip this with a flashbang. Do I really have no flashbangs? Flash grenades? Well, that's going to be a shame later if I can't find any. There you go. Wait, I can actually make some, can I? I'll make one. I'll try to make one later if I can't find any.
It's up ahead.
I'm going on a lot of rants this stream, I'm sorry. Not really rants, but I'm just like finding a topic and talking about it for way too long. I still don't know why I've never done a RE4 remake knife only on stream. I don't know why I did it off stream to begin with. I'm pretty sure initially it was just my intentions were just to like train on it. I ended up just going all the way. Just all the way. Also, fair warning here. If there's anything you've missed, anything you want to do at the reservoir, once you press the switch, you can never, I have no clue why, but you'll never ever be able to go back down here. So do everything you want to do before pressing the switch to get back up. Because you will not be able to get back up. Or back down, my bad. Sip of coffee. Sync check. Everything looks great. The bitrate looks great. The sound sounds great. And the coffee tastes quite great. Even though it's kind of cold. I've ranted about, I had a rant about open world games, I've had a rant about roaming enemies, I've had a rant about knife only runs, I've had a rant about all kinds of stuff this stream. But yeah, I really need to try to do a knife only run of Resident Evil 4 on stream. That would be a really fun stream. I think the main thing that's keeping me from doing it again is how hard the knife only is early on. Because if you do a new games knife only like I did, not new games plus, the hardest part about it, literally the hardest part about it, is that it takes a very long time before you can upgrade the knife past like level 2. Like, I can deal with the damage, okay, if the damage is low. Just let me get that durability up. There was so many points where I had the money, the pesetas. I know Ken taught me how to say it one time. I keep forgetting though. But, I had more than enough to upgrade the knife. But it wouldn't let me upgrade it any further until I made it to a certain point in the game. You know what I mean? It just would not let me no matter what. You had to play like so late in the game before it would let you, man. I'm talking so late. And once you made it to stuff like the big cheese fight, with Mendez and all that, you just did not have enough durability on the knife. So you were forced to be very, very smart with knife management. You had to pick up every knife, and you never use a knife unless it is 100% required for story progression. Like, if you waste any knives, like, is that flashbang? No, scrap. If you waste like any knives whatsoever, like, you're going to be in a huge trouble, because once your durability on your knife breaks, and once all your spare like kitchen knives and boot knives break, you're done. It's over. You either have to reload a save or restart if you didn't rotate. I need to pay attention a little bit. Yeah, you either have to reload a save or restart at that point. I'm pretty sure I had to restart once because I had to learn my lesson the hard way that you can't waste knives. Either that or reset or reload node save. So one thing, if you're going to do a new games knife only on RE4 Remake, I'm, heavily asking you to save rotate as often as possible. Rotate saves as often as you can, because you have to. I'm surprised he didn't hit me there. Because if you make mistakes on the knife only in RE4 Remake and waste a knife, you're cooked. I'm just going to try to stand up here just a little bit longer. Okay, good enough. want to try to loot. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted, metal scrap. Talking so much about the RE4 knife only is really making me want to do it. Not even gonna lie. Okay. Yeah, I need to make a flashbang, if I can. It's kind of weird how you have to use an herb to make it. I know they had made it to where you had to use a lot of supplies, but like it's kind of funny how you have to use a straight up herb to make a flashbang. But yeah, you really want a flashbang there. Here. You're really gonna want one here. I'll show you why. Just take out him. Can't really run past him, so just go. Whoa. I probably didn't even need to waste that there. You can surprisingly run through this part. With the exception of taking 1 or 2 hits. Okay, you want the flashbang equipped now. It's very important that you already have it equipped because you don't have much time. Also, pick up some of the items that I keep running over. Right here. Wait for it. Boom. There, you're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and equip an explosive round with it now, too. Okay. It didn't show me that I picked up that metal scrap, but I sure did. It's important that you use a flashbang and not a grenade there, because the grenade will, like, it will stun the big metal dude second, but every time I've tried using it there, an explosive, he's always still hit me, like grabbed me and stuff, and it's really hard to get past them once they're all on top of you. It just doesn't stop them well enough, but the flashbang literally like stuns them in place for a little bit. Alright, so now, crafting, I'm going to boom, boom, boom. Going to go ahead and use all 6 of them on this guy, and then probably every, I'll use 5. Probably every mine from this point on ending for Miranda.
That's not good.
Probably, I think the stream didn't pick that up, so I'm going to say it again. Probably every mine at this point of the game, after this point of the game, will be used for the final boss. Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I had an explosion equipped. Yeah, if you see the blood, you've hit him in the head. Yeah. The grenade ammo will not hurt you. Try to hit both of them. Sweet. The grenade ammo will not hurt you, but the pipe bombs will, so be careful. These won't hurt you, but the pipe bombs will. Just make sure you remember that. Go ahead and equip this and get the sniper. Or reload it and then equip the sniper is what I was trying to say. Like, mines are really strong in this game, so even just using like 5 mines on this guy already did a ton of damage to him. Not to mention my weapons are maxed out as well. And other than the Magnum, this sniper right here is the strongest weapon in the game. One of the reasons I've always had, not always, not nowadays, but I used to have like a lot of difficulty with the final boss Miranda, is that this shotgun right here, even when it's like pretty much maxed out, it's just it's good, but there's some bosses in this game that are so tanky, and you have to be really close to get good damage with the thing. Like, it's just not busted like this thing is. Like, this thing right here, like, its damage output and how you can hit it from really far away and just keep spamming it pretty much. Like, it's so much better. So much better. And I'm pretty sure that's one of the main reasons why I've had a lot of problems with Miranda in the past, is that I would hit her with like 50 shells, no mines, 50 shells, right? And then she's still like perfectly healthy. You know what I mean? She's still perfectly fine. Let's see. But if you use mines and the sniper, a little bit of magnum, and a little bit of shotgun, you're good to go.
You're the real...
Oh, well done, Ethan. Ethan Winters. But yeah, that's pretty much the secret to Miranda. Clever use of the Magnum, mines plus sniper. Like, we're probably only going to be using the shotgun at like the first phase, really. Shotgun through the first phase, Magnum through the second-ish phase. Like, you want to use the Magnum on her really strong phases, like the spider phase. Hold on, wrong key. There we go. You pretty much just want to use the Magnum to help you get through her higher damaging phases quicker. Primarily the spider phase. My bit rate is dying.
It's my greatest pleasure to see you return alive.
What was that?
Nope, we do not need to use the well wheel, my bad. Yay. Alright, let's talk to the Duke and see if he has anything we need to do. I already know there's not really anything we need to do, honestly. There's not anything we need to duke. Let's see. Yeah, we've pretty much done everything. Like, we can sell this stuff. Man, this thing is worth almost 100k. Honestly? Oh, I just realized, is that 100k or is that 950,000? There ain't no way that's 950,000. I'm tripping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. That's 90 something K. I was about to say, dude. I was about to say, there's no way that's worth, by itself, not almost $1 million.
9K.
Yeah, 90K, thank you. Yeah, for some reason I thought that said like 900,000. Like, I was so confused.
What's going on?
Okay, time for Carl
get that.
Heisenberg.
That.
I get that, yeah. That happens to me a lot. Honestly, you'd think the fully upgraded Magnum would be worth a little bit more than 90,000, right? Like 900,000 would be way too much, but like you'd think it'd be worth like 200,000 because this thing is fully upgraded, and like some of those upgrades are insanely expensive. That's such a fancy Magnum too. Like, look at this thing. If it'll load. Maybe we can't open menu during this, because this is a loading spot. I'll zoom it up in a minute after this ends. Alright.
Don't worry about the...
Zoom this bad boy up. Like, look at this thing. Look at the detail on this thing. Oh my goodness. Look at the detail on this thing. That is gorgeous. It looks like something you'd see from like a pirate show or something. It looks like something a sinking pirate captain would have. Man, that's awesome. Oh my goodness. I need to chill out.
It'll be fine. Ah, just get your ass across the bridge. Ah, Ethan Winter.
I didn't think you'd make it past Donna or Moreau. But I guess you survived the worst back in America.
I suppose you survived worse back in America.
Oh, I got the line wrong. He said, I suppose.
I'd like to speak
How
to
dare I?
Rose and Miranda. Oh, come on. Don't worry. It's not a trap.
He claims it's not a trap, but it's 100% a trap. It is 100% a trap, dude.
Shit!
Uh-oh.
A dead end. Damn it!
What was that thing?
Alright. We have officially made it to the oh my. How dare you. We have officially made it to the factory, gamers. Karl Heisenberg's factory.
This place is messed up.
You can actually shoot these guys while they're hanging, by the way. Watch this. See? Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, I didn't realize there was water down here. It's kind of cool. Alright, quick little break. Give me about 5, maybe 10 minutes. Gonna walk around a little bit, maybe get a little bit of water and whatnot, and we will be back because I am not done yet. Alright, I am back, gamers. Just needed to walk around for a few minutes. My legs were getting crazy stiff. Which is a good thing. You should never sit for more than 2 hours at a time. And I was sitting for almost 2.5 hours, so it's about time to... Oh crap, it was about time for a break. Please don't hit me. You don't have to be mean, thank you. This is such a weird part of the game. It's like a steampunkian factory. It's fun though. I guess that's all that matters, yeah? Now you don't have to take out the enemies here, but I usually like taking them out because they can be a little bit of a pain. You can just tank the block, but I'd rather not. Not to mention, you get like a bunch of metal scrap from these guys. Which metal scrap is like one of the most invaluable items in this game. Like beyond one of the most valuable. Really, mainly, the reason why metal scrap is so good in this game is literally because of the mines. That's literally why. The mines are just so undeniably busted in this game. Now, I'm pretty sure after so long this guy will come down here for us, but this thing will be already well done first.
Seems useful.
Fine, we'll fight you. Ooh, I forgot I gave you magnum ammo. We can go ahead and fill the thing up. Now, if you shoot the orange lights on these things, it can make this part a lot easier, but it also makes this part a lot longer. Gotta be careful though. Ouch. Ouch. As you see, I usually just kind of tank through it and try to avoid them as best as I can. But you can be a lot more careful there if you just shoot the orange lights. It just saves a lot of time if you just kind of block and run through it. Go ahead and unlock that. We're going to go ahead and use the pipe bomb here. You can get like a very valuable treasure if you get the second piece of that. Mine, never leave that. Oh, I'm silly. I was sitting here politely waiting for it to take its time to open. Now we are going to be fighting that guy, but we're going to go ahead and put this in first so it can be done by the time we're done. Optimization. Sweet. Nope, wrong one. Here we are. Nope, wrong way. This is the right way. There we go. Sorry about that. My sense of direction has never been the best. You know, that's kind of ironic. You know, maybe that's one of the reasons why I love Resident Evil so much. Is that usually the map designs are pretty, like, complex, right? So, like, it feels good to learn the layout.
I thought we could join forces against that bitch Miranda.
Oh, hey.
Truly disappointing.
Okay. Because, funny enough, the first few times I played Resident Evil 2 Remake, this is how I would play. Doing this,
She locked us away in the village.
and then doing it again just to make sure I was going in the right direction. That's how cooked I was. My Giga Chad aim, dude. Bro put me straight back into my place, dude. Please leave me alone. We can all be friends.
I need enough power.
We can all be friends down here, dude. They can actually do this fast enough where you don't have to be bothered.
The strong will destroy the weak. That's the way of the world. You should have never refused me, Ethan.
Just lure this guy around here. Oh, I don't know how, I don't have enough handgun. Hold on. Get the carambit knife.
You again?
Make a little bit of handgun ammo. Make our way up here. 2323. That's very satisfying on the bottom right there. 2323. And it is 2023. It is in fact 2023. Oh, it's 2024. Man, time flies. It's like mid 2024. What am I talking about?
Miranda thinks we're nothing but children.
Miranda thinks we're nothing but children.
Care for us.
I love Heisenberg's accent. He pronounces Miranda as Miranda, and somehow, for some reason, works. I have no clue why, but it works. Oh, this part. So you can go ahead and destroy 3 of these. But the 4th one you have to do a little bit later. Here we are. I'm pretty sure you can use a grenade launcher on it. I could try that real quick just for the heck of it. Yeah, cool. So we don't even have to worry about that. But I do want to have the flashbang equipped here. Very important. So yeah, if you're willing to waste, a grenade launcher ammo, you can take that out immediately. The entire fan blade, so you don't have to worry about it. And you can just worry about getting to the top. Alright, so speed is very important here. Just want to go at first.
Another one?
And since we don't have to worry about taking out that last, mechanical part or whatever, it's going to make that very easy. Yikes, I was hoping to block in time there, but I did not. You would normally take it out like right here, by the way, just for context. Okay, now we're going to equip this. Grab whatever in here. And wait for him, bonk. Use that and you're good to go. The flash grenade is really good on some of these enemies. As a matter of fact, I honestly need some more flash grenade. I need at least one more, so hopefully I can snag one before the part comes up. Sync check. Yep, sounds good. Cool.
Shit, that was close.
One of those little goats like right here. Oh yeah. Don't forget that metal scrap. Did I not pick this up? This part, I know I say this every time, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say it again. This part, like, this kind of like this entire section of the game in general, it looks ripped, like stinking ripped right out of Alien 3. Such an underrated movie, by the way. Alien 3 has such a good setting. I don't know who was in charge of like the visual presentation of Alien 3, like the set designs and stuff, but man, it looked awesome. Might be a hot take, but on the topic of Alien, I personally preferred Alien 3 over Aliens, also known as Alien 2. If I had to make like a ranked list of the Alien movies, of the ones I've seen, for context, I've seen the original anthology of Alien, And I've seen Alien vs. Predator, and I've seen most of Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I never finished it, though, because it sucked.
Take Rose?
So I can go ahead and put Alien vs. Predator on the bottom. I've also seen Predator and Predators, but I'll save that for another list. That'll be too much for my brain to think of. I'll save that for another list, for the Alien Universe list or whatever. But anyways, Alien vs. Predator Requiem would be on the bottom. I never finished it, but the movie was awful. That's literally why I didn't finish it. It was awful. Next, I would put Alien vs. Predator. Now, I like Alien vs. Predator. I know it's very close to the bottom, and I went from saying, you know, Requiem was trash to Alien vs. Predator is good. But bear with me, I'm an Alien fanboy, okay? So we went from trash to good. Next up, I will put Resurrection, obviously. Resurrection is not going to be too high on the list. You know, honestly, though, do I like AVP better than Resurrection? Honestly, yeah. Okay, and let me already change that up a little bit. At the bottom, Requiem. It's trash. Next up is Resurrection. It's good. I think Alien Resurrection gets a lot more hate than it should. Like, it's a little weird. It's an unneeded movie. It's a little bit weird. Like, it oddly has like quite a bit of like comedy in it. But to be honest, the comedy's fun. It's funny. The comedy is actually funny. Like, there's a couple points in that movie that genuinely gets a chuckle out of me. And like, it's not a comedy movie or anything. I want to get that, you know, clear. It's not a comedy. But it has a few weird, oddly comedic bits. I'm just going to fight this guy, honestly. Considering that's a horror movie and a sequel to, you know, one of the best horror franchises ever, it's kind of oddly comedic. And it's funny. I like the movie. I think it's really good. Not really good, but good. It's unneeded. It's weird, but it's good. Next, I'll put Alien vs. Predator, the first one. It's honestly like fan fiction mayhem. It delivers on everything you would want from a movie called Alien vs. Predator. It hits the nail on the head. It's called Alien vs. Predator, and it's literally Alien vs. Predator. Almost the entire movie is just overly awesome action scenes with the aliens fighting the predators. Like, it's everything you would ask. It has very little setup. You know, the characters work enough. They work what they're meant to be. You know what I mean? And the Alien vs. Predator scenes are awesome. Good movie. I like it a lot. Okay. Next, I will put Aliens. Again, probably a controversial placement. Definitely a controversial statement. But I love Aliens. Aliens is an excellent movie. Oh, wait. I need to get that treasure. Aliens is an excellent movie. An excellent sequel. But my problem with it is that it kind of takes a lot away from what made the first Alien so good to begin with. The first Alien is like, it's a slow burner, and it's a scary movie. It's a really good scary movie, right? But Aliens, kind of takes that and it turns it into an action flick. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but you took a slow burner, one of the best horror movies of all times, and made kind of like a, I don't want to say generic, but just an 80s action flick on it. Like, there was a lot of movies like Alien back in that time. That mid 80s. I'm pretty sure Aliens was made in 86. Like, everything about Aliens screams mid 80s action flick, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's a bit generic. And I get that a lot of people like Aliens over the first one, but I am not one of those personally. As a matter of fact, I think most of the fan base prefers Aliens over Alien. oddly enough. You'd think that most fans of Alien would be, you know, horror fanatics, right? Because horror in general is just kind of a sub-niche, kinda. Like, it's a lot more mainstream nowadays, but for the most part, it's kind of a niche little fandom, right? And you'd think the fandom would like Alien better than Aliens, but most of them like the sequel, you know, the 80s action flick. Who knows, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm a beta. Hold on, see. Oh, I already have some flashbangs? Okay, my bad. I thought I didn't have any. Dude, I got jump scared by a fruit fly. I'm not even kidding. It's been so long since I've seen a fruit fly. Dude, I got jump scared by a fruit fly. I got jump scared by a fruit fly. That's crazy, dude. Anyways, I'm kind of going off on a side tangent. But yes, I do... As much as I love Aliens, I do not think it's top 2. Now let's go to top 2, right? Yeah, I usually use one here on this guy. I think I usually use one on him. We're going to use another one down here, though. Anyways. Number 2, Alien 3. I personally like Alien 3 better than Aliens. I don't know why that is. I mean, for the longest time, I preferred, you know, 2 over 3. You know, like anyone would. You know, like any other person of the fandom would. But the more I watched Alien 3, the more I appreciated it. You know what I mean? Like, just how well made of a movie it actually is. And the funny thing about Alien 3, it's not like Alien 3 is really popular either. Alien 3 gets a lot of hate, surprisingly. Despite it being almost as good as a film as the first one, in my opinion. Especially when you compare it to Aliens. Like, a lot of people are like, Alien is a masterpiece, and Aliens is like a universal beyond masterpiece, is what a lot of people would say, you know what I mean? And then Alien 3 is not good, just straight up no good, or just okay-ish, and Alien Resurrection is awful. I feel like that's consensus on the original Alien anthology, right? But me personally, man, dude, Alien 3, the more I watch that movie, the better it gets for me. Just such a well-made movie. And, like, didn't that movie have, like, a kind of go through direction heck as well? You know what I mean? Like, the guy who directed it, like David Finch, he wasn't able to do everything he wanted to do with it or something like that. Like, a lot of restrictions and stuff. Like, I would like to see what his full, you know, idea was for that movie. Well, I'm going to use a couple. I'm going to use a couple on this guy. Why not? I'm not really a big fan of this boss, so we'll just waste. The rest of them are for Miranda, though, obviously.
Time for this bullshit. Out of my way.
But anyways, enough of my, you know, overly long tangent. Number 1, obviously, for me, Alien. It does not get better than Alien for me. Alien, oh, that scared the heck out of me. Alien is probably my favorite horror movie ever. I've seen quite a bit of horror movies too. I am not paying attention. I can't move. I've seen quite a bit of horror movies too. I've seen a lot of the greats. You know, I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all that stuff, right? Like, I've seen a lot of good horror movies. And if I had it at gunpoint, if I was to choose one to be my favorite, I would probably definitely choose Alien. Like, Alien just screams masterpiece. It's visually stunning. The plot is amazing. The effects are amazing. It's so well paced. It's scary. Like, it's everything you could ask for from a horror movie. Everything. And I think that's one of the reasons why I appreciate Alien 3 more than 2. Because Alien 3 was much more of a horror movie than 2. Like 2 took a step back a ton when it came to horror. Okay. I got him.
Now stay down.
Yeah, I'm just going to be honest, I've never been a fan of this boss. It's hard to see, it's really hectic. I mean, just the enemy design in general is literally ripping off something from a different horror movie. I mean, Resident Evil 7 took a lot of inspiration from horror movies. But there's a difference between, like, inspiration and just ripping it off, right? Like, dude, that fan dude is literally some creature from some horror movie. I think it's some Frankenstein movie or something. I think it's called Frankenstein Resurrection or something, I don't know. Or Son of Frankenstein, something like that. I really don't know which one it is, but anyways, whatever it is, like, it completely rips it off. And the boss is just not very fun to me. It's kind of hard to hit his back sometimes. Like when he starts running around and everything's on fire where you can't even see anything, and he just doesn't even let you hit his back. It's just... Luckily, the boss after that, which is the next boss we're going to be doing right now, is really fun. But yeah, anyways, enough of the side tangent. Aliens number 1. You know, who would have guessed? Now, if I just did a, you know, Alien AVP movie franchise list, that would be an interesting one. Because I also love Predator. Like Predator, dude, the first Predator, oh my goodness grief, that movie is so good. Excuse me, definitely one of the top for me. But if I did do a list like that, which I could, like right now, there's still a lot of movies that I haven't seen in the AVP universe. Like, I haven't seen Prometheus, which, believe it or not, is a part of the Alien franchise. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's basically a prequel to Alien. And, like, huge lore dump and stuff. And then there's Alien Covenant. That is just straight up an Alien movie that I haven't seen. Like, just, you know, 100% straight up Alien movie. There's Predator 2. I haven't seen Predator 2. I don't think there's a Predator 3. I know there's a... Thank you for the follow. I know there's Predators, which I did watch, by the way. I did watch Predators. And the only Predator movies I've seen is Predator and Predators. I've started Predator 2, but I never finished it. I watched, like, the first 10 minutes of it and just completely didn't like it at all. I need to finish it though, just for the heck of it. And there's also Prey. They recently made a new Predator movie called Just Prey. Not Just Prey, but it's called Prey. I've heard it was pretty good. You can actually, I'm pretty sure you can actually dodge that one. I know one of them you can dodge. I'm pretty sure it's this left hook you can dodge. To think the term left hook would be used in a steampunk mech boss in Resident Evil. That's crazy. You're almost boxing. Like, the way he fights you, he's almost trying to box you. With, like, the left hook and stuff. Which is pretty crazy. Yeah, it's that one. His left hook, you can just drive right past him. That's something that you're forced to learn in Village of Shadows. Because if you do this boss in Village of Shadows difficulty, if you don't do it perfectly, I'm talking perfect, your aim has to be perfect. You have to perfectly know how to dodge all of his attacks that are even possible to dodge. Like, you have to hit everything. Like, you gotta do everything right, okay? Stuff like this would not fly in Village of Shadows, that mistake I just did.
Did you ever see the movie Avatar?
Did you ever see the movie Avatar? No, I have not actually. Wasn't that directed by Ridley Scott? Funny enough, since I was talking about him. Not really talking about him in particular, but just talking about like the Alien movies and stuff. Because I know he directed the first Alien. You're scaling me, Heisenberg. He's almost dead. Got him. Phase 2 is really easy. But welcome on in, Cars Jim. If I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Do you have a PS5? Nah, I'm playing on PS4. PlayStation 4 Slim, to be exact. I'm playing on like a 6-year-old. I'm playing on like a 6-year-old PlayStation 4 Slim, dude. Like this thing has been through it all. I actually recently got the dust cleaned out of it. It used to scream for mercy. It would get so loud, dude. It used to like straight up scream for mercy. I'm surprised it still works after it's been dusty for so long. So long, Ethan Winters.
You really should have taken my deal. You'll be those in the afterlife. Lose his power and what? Right after I murdered them. This can't be the end for me! I must kill her!
Such an awesome section of the game. Is it out of place? Yes. Do I care? No. It's too cool to care, dude. Oh, aren't they also making a new Alien movie? I'm pretty sure it's called Alien Rebirth. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to conclude the trilogy of Prometheus, Covenant, and Rebirth. I'm pretty sure, right? I think so. Because isn't Covenant a sequel to Prometheus? I need to watch Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Because as a certified Alien fan, I need to watch those movies. I'm just too scared that they're going to be trash or something. Because I enjoy all the movies of the original anthology, including, Alien vs. Predator. You can throw that in as well. I love all those movies to at least some degree. Some of them more than others, but I enjoy all of them. And then I watched Alien vs. Predator Requiem and was just... I didn't even finish it. I watched most of it, though. And just was absolutely dumbfounded by how awful it was.
Everyone watch for hostiles.
At least to me.
Roger. Made contact with a group of hostile bioweapons.
I have Avatar Frontiers of Pandora on PS5.
I have Avatar's Frontier of Pandora on PS5. Oh, is that a game? They made an Avatar game? That's pretty cool. I probably need to watch Avatar because I've heard it was really good. I remember I was like a kid when like it first came out, and I would see like the first trailers of it and stuff. But I actually never watched it. The grenades really help in this section of the game too.
Let's go.
You can get through like this entire first section by just using grenades.
Roger.
Thunder here. Leaving some supplies in one of the houses, Captain. Help yourself.
Oh, wrong one. I'm not a very big fan of this section in the game, but it doesn't overstay its welcome like the Mia boat section did though in 7. So I will give Village that. This section does not overstay its welcome. Because it's only like, at the very most, like 10 minutes long. Just keep holding forward here. Just keep blocking and holding forward. You'll get there eventually. You'll make it there eventually.
All right, Lobo. Marking the target.
Roger that, boss.
Alright. Now, there's not really an easy way to go about this part. I'm just going to be frank. Like, pretty much no matter what, this part's going to be annoying. But you can minimize the frustration by going up here. Doing this. Make sure you hit it nice and good. And then just kind of camping right here for a while.
Reloading now. Just a minute.
Like kind of right here is where they'll start climbing up, and then you just want to gun them down the moment they come up. Can help you cheese it a little bit. One bullet at a time is enough. Oh, I mispressed. That ain't good.
Ready when you are.
Hold on. Get you out of my way. Come on, get out of here. Hey, 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 hey. Wow, that was very nice. Again, there's no easy way to go about this. Unfortunately.
Damn it, these things are using weapons. Sure they're thinking the same about you.
Just hold it off as long as you can. see. Okay, now we're going to try to go down here. Try to get them off of you the best you can. Not always gonna work. Just kind of do this. Okay, should be good. Yeah. Again, there's not really a non-annoying way to go about that. You just kind of have to deal with it. I'm sure there's better ways. I'm sure there's easier ways, but that's how I normally do it.
Guarding the Megamycete, huh? Lobo, I got a tough guy here.
So if you just waste no time on attacking this guy's like weak spot, you'll only really have to use 2 of the laser pointing attacks that guy does. Normally you would have to do 3, but if you just keep hitting it, you can do 2. You can emote all you want, bro. Generally, just kind of being close to this guy just kind of really mitigates how many times you get hit. That's literally how you do it on knife only.
Good. I'll signal with the locator.
You just stay close to him, keep shooting his feet.
Nice.
Ooh, that was close. Ooh, I was hoping that would stun him. That's alright though.
Okay, Captain. Reloading. Ready when you
are. Okay. He should practically be dead. Yeah. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Thank you. Alright.
The rest of you, stay above ground.
So if Miranda was the fake Mia, where's the real one? I doubt she saw any further use for her. I don't get any of this. How did Miranda even know Rose exists?
The moldy little bird told her, maybe?
We can figure that out later. Focus on the plan. I found it. It's the Megamycete.
Captain, I have eyes on Miranda at the ceremony site.
Keep your distance. Do not move until I give the order.
I know it's too late now, but we really should have told Ethan the plan.
There wasn't time. We didn't expect Miranda to act so soon.
Even so, you should have told him.
Yeah. This must be Miranda's lab.
Yay. Alright, back to Ethan. It's pretty much final boss time now.
It's cold. How did I get here?
Giga Chad Duke got us to where we needed to go. Okay, pretty much going to spend all of our resources on mines. Going to probably be using all of them just because why not? Couple healings and we are good to go. Reload, reload, reload. Sweet. Got everything we need. Dude, we have a manager being about it. There we go. Probably not the stream, just my stream manager. But anyways, we have 124 sniper rifle ammo, which is nuts. Straight up nuts. So, alright, let's try to do Miranda correctly. Let's try to do a decent Miranda, yeah? So first phase, shotgun. Keep chasing her down. Okay, I should have ran. I really needed her to run there. She does 2 different attacks in this phase. Okay, when she does that, run. Sweet, already passed the first phase. Okay, and now we are going to equip the Magnum. This is the spider phase I've talked about, where she can do a lot of damage really fast. Yep. That's what you want the Magnum for, just to get through that phase really fast. Now this phase, sniper.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
Again, I can't tell if she's doing a second one or not. Okay, good. So I don't have the audio cue.
Hold still.
Yeah, see? Second dive. She does an audio cue before it. The hiss. Okay. On Village's Shadows, you had to shoot her like 7 times with the sniper to make that explode. Crazy. So during that, she's going to be paused for a little bit. You have plenty of time to place at least 7 of these, but I'm going to place all 8.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left.
Boom. She just took massive damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand behind here. We'll be perfectly safe and we're going to keep doing this. Do we have any more? Nope. That is fine though.
A century, all for this day. Why do you? Surely you have no needs now. So close to death. She's right.
Got him. That's literally how you do Miranda fast. Sniper is in mine. First phase with shotgun.
To ensure I never see you.
GG's gamers. Just for context, you can literally hold R2 there and it will do what you need to do. And that, my friends, was Resident Evil Village. New Games Plus, but nonetheless, Resident Evil Village. Father's story is now done. The Rio 3. Gonna go ahead and save in a new slot. Alright. That is going to go ahead and call it a stream. But like I said, I'm probably going to do 2 streams today. Give me about maybe like half an hour, and I'm probably going to go ahead and start another stream back up, and we'll probably play Resident Evil 3 Remake. Because it's been a little while since I played RE3 Remake, and I've been really in the mood to play it again recently. We could also play Resident Evil Revelations 2. It has been way longer since I've played that one. We'll see. But anyways, thank you so much, everyone, for joining the stream. Thank you, Cars Jen and Ella White. I will catch you guys next time. Again, probably a little bit later, because I'm in the streaming mood today, because I haven't streamed in a couple days. So, yeah, thank you all again. And I will catch you guys next time.